I'm Michael Cerveris. I play Juan Peron in Evita. It's interesting playing a real person, playing a character who's based on a real person. And I've done it a couple of times. I did it with John Wilkes Booth in Kurt Weill. And I find it fascinating because it kind of gives me an excuse to have like a guided history class. You feel responsible to get things as accurate as possible because the person actually existed. And then secondly, you just have so much extra detail that you can kind of draw on, whether it's from books or in the case of Peron, documentary footage and actually hearing his voice recorded and things like that. So you kind of are given certain physical gestures and a certain sense of how the person stood and moved, and you can kind of work backwards from some of that stuff. He is a leader, he's a husband, he's a massive contradictions. He was a military officer whose politics were not at all, military favorable once he got into power. He was a man who, until the time he was 48, there was no indication that he would ever have a life in politics of any sort. And 2 years later, he was elected to the presidency. My transformation, the process of that happening is a bit of a mystery even to me. I kind of set up all the elements around myself to allow it to happen, but I'm not kind of watching when it happens, and then I can look back and go, oh, it must have happened somewhere in there. I listen to old tango records on my vinyl player, so they sound particularly scratchy and historic. And I have these pictures and images that I don't make myself look at. I just sort of happen to see them as I'm getting ready. The wig is a very transforming article, especially when you have no other hair on your face, other than your eyebrows. I've always been surprised how much it changes my features completely. And then the costume, obviously, a military uniform does give you a certain kind of presence. So a lot of just putting the clothes on and really considering what it means to put a uniform on, some of that does it, that lacing up the boots and zipping up the boots and stuff, that makes your feet feel different. When I see myself dressed as Peron, it reminds me of my grandparents, somebody from a different era, and I see somebody not American either. I see somebody from the old world. I'm having a really fantastic time. I look forward to going to work every day, and I look forward to being here, and I spend, which is a good thing since I spend pretty much all my time here. But I love getting ready to go out on stage every night. The best part of my day is coming to the theater and going to work.